Welcome back today. Deep dive into Faraday Future. We're going to explore the latest developments, data points, and market movements affecting this intriguing company. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more insightful videos. Now, let's dive right in. To kick things off, Faraday Future stock is currently up by 4.39%, which is quite a solid performance. This increase seems to be riding the wave of broader market trends since there's been no specific news or SEC filings related to Faraday Future. Investors are likely in a state of limbo, waiting for new developments. In my last video, I mentioned that I expect news to emerge about a week before the upcoming shareholder meeting on July 31st. Companies often go silent before such events, so it's not unusual. However, what do I know, right? The Consumer Price Index (CPI) recently came in better than expected, which has been pushing the market higher. Currently, the Fear and Greed Index is at 53, indicating a moderate level of risk appetite among investors. This is a recovery from a recent low of 44, suggesting that investors are becoming more willing to take risks, such as buying stocks like Faraday Future, despite the lack of specific news. Let's delve into some current data points that are crucial for understanding Faraday Future market movements. Today's trading has been quite unusual. The market has been open for about an hour and a half, and there was a sudden spike attributed to short trading. A total of 24.4 million shares have been traded so far, compared to an average of 167.4 million. This volume is largely due to shorting and algorithmic trading, with relatively little buying activity. On the 8th, there were 2 significant buy transactions, but otherwise, it's been quiet. On a daily basis, shorts account for approximately 55 to 60% of the trading volume. In fact, over 50% of the daily volume is redirected off the exchange, which is a clear sign of market manipulation. The SEC often turns a blind eye to these practices because proving synthetic and naked shorting is extremely difficult. Currently, shorts have returned 81,000 shares, and 9.54% of the free float is being shorted, which amounts to 41.73 million shares. The average cost to short has risen slightly to 11.78. You might wonder when this short interest jumped to 9.54%. The Nasdaq discloses short interest twice a month, and the latest report, which is always delayed, came out yesterday. As of June 28, 40.63 million shares were shorted, equating to 9.29% of the free float. This data is always about 2 weeks behind, making it somewhat frustrating for those tracking it closely. The recent spike in activity can be attributed to shorts returning shares, which adds buying pressure. They might be doing this to mitigate risk, as shorts are not confined to Faraday Future but are spread across many stocks. In a booming market like we have now, shorts are losing money across the board, prompting them to close some positions to manage risk. This behavior is common among large short sellers like Citadel, which, despite owning only 148 shares as of May 15th, is significantly involved in shorting Faraday Future. Understanding the dynamics of shorting is crucial. For instance, shorts do not need to disclose their positions in 13F filings, which only show long positions. However, the new SEC transparency rule, set to take effect later this year, will require disclosure of short positions, providing much-needed transparency. If a company is on the threshold list, reports on who is shorting, it will be made public immediately, aiding transparency further. Large entities like Citadel and the Mather Group, which holds only 1 share, are likely shorting Faraday Future. These low holdings can be a sign of shorting activity. Additionally, shares on loan can indicate larger entities' actions. Faraday shares on loan have exceeded 10 million for a while, but recently dipped to 7.2 million, suggesting an entity sold and bought back the following day. This pattern is often seen with large entities lending shares for shorting purposes. Let's look at some technical data. The average duration for holding a short position is about 12.77 days. In terms of current ownership, Vanguard and BlackRock are major players known for lending out shares. While their involvement adds liquidity, it can be detrimental if the stock isn't performing well. This is just my perspective, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's move on to options data. The market has only been open for a short time today, so take this with a grain of salt. So far, there have been 21,000 call options and 17,000 put options traded, with a dollar value of 65% of these options being optimistic and bullish. This optimism is based on technical indicators suggesting that Faraday future might be poised for a breakout. I've mentioned in previous videos that Faraday seems to have bottomed out, which is a positive sign. However, a catalyst is still needed to push the stock higher. Looking at the open interest for call options, there is significant optimism for the July 19 options chain, with 18,000 options at the 50-cent strike price and 28,000 at the $1 strike price. While not as strong as the June options chain, this activity indicates a potential for a gamma squeeze, which is closely related to a short squeeze. However, for a significant price movement, a catalyst is necessary. Speculation alone can only drive the stock so far before it needs a concrete reason to climb higher. There's also a lot of speculation on Reddit about a potential reverse stock split for Faraday future. While a reverse stock split could lead to a short squeeze, I believe a catalyst is still essential. From my experience, stocks rarely surge without a good reason. Even if a stock is heavily shorted and goes through a reverse stock split, a catalyst is needed to sustain any significant price movement. I hope this gives you a comprehensive overview of the current situation with Faraday future. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have you been buying, selling, or holding your shares? Also, keep an eye on the technicals, especially the 50-cent resistance point, where shorts are likely to be very active. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe for more updates on Faraday and other EV companies. See you in the next video.